Good morning. I'm back. I'm back. This is this is kind of like a rant, but not really a rant, but is a rant, if that makes any sense. Happy Friday to all you gamers out there in the gaming world. Hope your Friday morning's going well. And yeah, I'm just sitting here and reading over some gaming related news, watching a little TV, a little CNN, Fox News. Don't ask me why I'm watching Fox News, but I do on occasion. Always like to get different perspectives on things. You know, try to keep an open mind about things. But although it's hard to keep an open mind about things when things are so heavily skewed in a certain direction. And not to get political, but just some interesting things going on regarding our president, and I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it at that. So I know people get sensitive on Twitter when you start talking or you know letting your political beliefs be known. People get upset for whatever reason. Uh, Remember, folks, Twitter is a public forum, so if you put it out there, don't get mad if people comment on something you put out there publicly, as it is a public forum. Um, So we do have some more gaming related news. I said I would do another rant or put another video if we got some more news. And I was going to drop a video last night, but I was frankly just tired. Um, was was going to drop the video in regards to Aarron Greenberg and his tweet last night. He tweeted, I think it was Porter Rock. I think Porter Rock 77 had tweeted him, and Aaron had responded. And Aaron kind of more or less leaked December NPD numbers. Well, not the specific numbers, but I guess the order of what consoles did what in terms of how well they sold in the month of December 2017. And I was kind of surprised because we're about a week away from NPD, I believe. Matt Piscatelli, I believe, is going to. He dropped a tweet. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I think the NPD numbers will be revealed on January 18th, if I'm not mistaken. Could be wrong, but I believe I believe it's the 18th. So just back to this Aaron Greenberg tweet in response to Porter Rock 77. Big shout out to Porter Rock. Definitely check out his content. I tend to enjoy his videos. He puts out some good content and tends to have fun with a lot of the videos that he puts out too. So definitely check him out. Let's see here. So Aarron Greenberg, in reply to Porter Rock 77 at Xbox and NPD Group, says, was trying to thank folks for supporting us and the incredible success following the launch of Xbox One X. But yes, Xbox outsold PlayStation 4 in December for Gen 8 consoles, according to NPD data. While Nintendo also had a great month, as Switch had most overall units. So there you have it. Looks like Nintendo Switch has taken December NPD after, I believe, finishing in third place in terms of sales for the month of November 2017. And Xbox came in second, outsold PlayStation 4. So what does this mean? What does this mean, everyone? Does this mean PlayStation 4 is doomed? Does it mean the Xbox going to continue to outsell PlayStation 4? Or does it mean that Nintendo is just going to take NPD the rest of the months moving forward? I don't know, and I don't care. What I do care, and what I'll take away from this, is that the console industry is very, very healthy. We have a marketplace right now that can support 3 consoles and do so in a healthy way. So I'm going to clap my hands because that's great news. Look, that's great news for gamers. It's great news for us. Let's not lose sight of that. Let's not get caught up on all the, console wars bullshit, all that fanboy shit that goes out there. That's just stupid. Jimbo, the live chat, what's going on? Happy Friday to you, my friend. Mark Woodland, what's going on? Happy Friday to you. Thanks for joining me, guys. Appreciate it. If you have any questions in the live chat, So feel free to ask away. So again, my takeaway from this is that we have a healthy console market. We have 3 platforms that are selling well, and look, that's a win-win. I mean, competition drives the market, drives innovation. It create situations where the console manufacturers, developers are pushing one another to put out better products that, at the end of the day, look, folks, ultimately benefit us. So I can't say that I can't express how excited I am for this, and yeah, just keep supporting the industry if you're a gamer. It's a great thing. It's just after looking at watching Nintendo's mini direct, this further kind of just cements how exciting this console gen has been for me. We have console iterations, we have backwards compatibility, we have a slew of new titles coming out. It's just a great time to be a gamer. It really is. It most certainly is. And I'm looking forward to the rest of 2018 and what we'll see from all 3 platforms. E3 is going to be here before we know it, and so it will certainly be exciting to see what Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft have in store for us, and what some of the game publishers and developers have in store for us too. So exciting times, folks! Exciting times to be a gamer. Also, something else was revealed yesterday. Aarron Greenberg also mentioned, and congrats to Microsoft and Bluehole, PUBG, Player Unknown's Battleground, the cultural phenomenon, if you will. PUBG has hit 3 million users on Xbox One. That's pretty big, considering that this game is still in game preview, and it's sold at $30 a pop, which you're looking at about $90 million in sales. So it's a lot. Would imagine it's a lot of money for a game that's in game preview. And look, I've been very critical of PUBG, and not because of it not being a fun game, but because of what this potentially means moving forward with games in game preview. I don't want to see developers try to use game preview as a way to put out a game that isn't complete, where they don't have to spend a lot of marketing dollars, and where they could potentially just generate a ton of revenue without really investing or improving that game. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see developers kind of take that easy way out. I don't want them. I don't want them to. I don't want gamers to send that message of, "Hey, you know what? We'll take an incomplete game under the guise of game preview, and we'll make you guys stinking rich in the process." Um, I don't have an issue with in-game preview, so long as gamers are still holding developers accountable. Meaning, look, if you're on PUBG, it's great if you enjoy it, but don't lose sight of the fact that Bluehole still needs to fix a lot of the issues that are in that game. Rubber banding, for example. Uh, I'm still getting dropped out of games. Um, those kinds of things. Let's um, let's look at this. I mean, objectively, and just remember, that game preview isn't intended to be treated, or um, have its games treated as if they're complete products. And I think that to me was the fear and the criticism that I had with how Bluehole and really Microsoft marketed this game to the general public. Hey, look, they marketed it as a full retail game. I understand people have said, hey, well, you know what you're buying. It's got game preview on the front cover. I understand that. I completely get that. It is the potential ramification or precedent being set that concerns me. It isn't the fact that they're not putting stickers on this letting people know that it's in game preview. It's that it's being treated it's being treated like a full retail release, like a AAA exclusive, with in terms of marketing, um, in terms of being released on retail shelves. And look, at $30 a pop, at 3 million, you're at $90 million. It's nothing to blink at. It's a lot of money for a game, especially a game that size. It's not a PUBG is based off a mod. I believe it's based off of Armor 3 for the PC. And look, I bring this up because look, let's not lose sight. No one's saying that you shouldn't have fun with the game. You shouldn't enjoy it. I'm not saying that. And people I know are going to say, "Oh, you're just hating on PUBG, man. You're just being a pony." No, I don't want in-game preview to become something that it wasn't intended to be. I don't want it to be this platform where, as a developer, you know what? I've seen what PUBG's done. I can go in under the guise of game preview. If I got a hit, I can have my game marketed full retail without it being completed and being treated like a full retail release. I don't think that's necessarily a great precedent to set, and just something I think that we should just kind of keep our eye out on. There's nothing wrong with, as a consumer, kind of keeping your eye out on things and making sure that these companies aren't taking advantage of certain loopholes, or they're not taking advantage of programs, or that they're using things like game preview the way they were intended to be used. So, but outside that, look, I get the appeal of PUBG. I've had some fun playing with it. I don't really enjoy playing it single player by myself, because it's just not as fun as if you're playing with a group. But look, I can certainly see the appeal for it, and why he got so big. I've always said this. When you start seeing these games hit, that 20 million, 30 million, 40 million, 50 million, 60 million, GTA 5 level sales, that's when those games get taken to that stratosphere, when they've appealed to the casual fan base. And that's the casual fan base is what is really what makes consoles, or makes some of these games like GTA 5 and PUBG. It really takes these games to the next stratosphere, really makes them successful. So this is certainly one of those games I think that definitely appeals to a casual audience. It's a game where you can just pick up and play. Hey, if you're away from the game for a week, you're not missing out on anything other than potentially playing with your friends and maybe winning some chicken dinners. But it's not a grind. You're not missing out on upgrading weapons. It's not an uneven playing field if you come back, because, as you know, with PUBG, everyone starts with a pair of pants, shirt on their back, and it's pretty much, you drop from a plane and you need to find items to survive. And last person standing. That's what it is. I mean, and that is the appeal of that game, PUBG. That it's just simple. It's easy to pick up. Anyone can pick up and play it. So, hats off to them for, creating a shooter that's, I think, really accessible to a lot of people, where you don't have to necessarily grind to upgrade character classes or upgrade weapons, things like that. It's pretty much, hey, I can pick up this game and hop right in and play. So, but I'm interested to see B Money and I. And by the way, if you haven't checked out Wednesday's Basement Radio Arcade podcast, definitely check that out. B Money and I were talking about PUBG. I think I may have said something to the effect like, this thing could be as big as Call of Duty, and he's like, it's got 3 million users right now. He's like, who else is going to buy it on Xbox One once it goes full retail? He's like, it's out right now. And I don't know. Like, I think that you could potentially see more sales. I think you will. Um, I don't know if you'll see additional 3 million once it goes full retail, but I think you'll see a significant number. That's just my speculation. What's going on, Black Metal Gamer? He's in the live chat. What's up, Daniel? Daniel B. And also in the live chat. I'm just curious to see how long this thing's going to have legs, and even wondering if Microsoft's going to at some point say, "Hey, you know what? Maybe open up that checkbook and maybe make PUBG exclusive to the Xbox console platform." I mean, I think if that happened, it wouldn't surprise me. But I'm interested to see what what PUBG is going to be like later on in the year. Is this going to be a game that still has legs? Or is it going to be drowned out at some point by a lot of the new game releases that we're going to have in 2018? Could be a possibility. I don't know. Be interested to see though. Um, and you know what? Anyone who, if you're in the live chat, if you have thoughts on that, on whether or not you think PUBG will continue to have legs in 2018, let me know, or you can leave comments in the comment section below too. So, um, there's something else that I wanted to talk about too, and this is kind of like this is kind of my rant piece, and this is something, and so and look, I'm not trying to pick on. There's a level of toxic behavior in both communities, both the Xbox community and the PlayStation community, right? And I've had some interesting run-ins with the Xbox community, and more recently, folks that I do podcasts with, I won't name their names, have had similar experiences. Um, and and I'm kind of disappointed in the reaction to the community in some sense with regards to fanboy behavior, with regards to um, people using racial undertones or racism in the console wars. These are things that I don't necessarily think it's good to turn a blind eye. I hear people say, "Oh, well, don't give these people attention. You're giving them what they want." Look, Twitter's a public forum, and I hear people make the excuse of, "Oh, well, you have these SJWs, or you have Twitter police out there. Be careful because Twitter police is out there." Um, Look, there's just some things that shouldn't be tolerated, and I'm one individual who isn't going to tolerate any form of racism with regards to gaming. I think it's pretty like, look, gaming is a hobby. Gaming is something we enjoy doing, that we love doing. Gaming is a form of entertainment. Gaming is an opportunity for us to escape all the bullshit and craziness in the world, right? So let's not incorporate all that nonsense, all that hatred into something that is intent is to take us away from that, to distract us from that noise, if you will. Let's stay away from that. And look, there's nothing wrong, because look, we're all part of the gaming community. At the end, whether you're an Xbox gamer, whether you're a PlayStation gamer, or you game on a Nintendo, or you game on a mobile device, whatever the case is, we're all part of the greater gaming community. And it's disheartening to see people kind of turn a blind eye to hate, to racism, um, to harassment of industry types or individuals in the industry. Um, it's unfortunate. And the message that you potentially send by turning a blind eye or saying, "Oh, it's no big deal," for making excuses for that kind of behavior, the message that you're putting out there is that, hey, you know what? I'm okay with this kind of behavior. I'm okay with people making racial comments about Japanese people, or I'm okay with, um, people referring to Sony PlayStation 4 platform owners as sushi lovers and rice eaters, or showing up at GameStop in their kimonos. There's nothing wrong speaking out against those things, and we should speak out against those things because they're detrimental to the community. They're toxic. They're they really take away from what gaming is all about. You know. Hey, Fox Mamba, thank you for joining us live. Um, Fox Mamba, you kind of jumped into the serious part of the live rap rant here. um, And I do like to talk about these things because no one else does. No one else does. And it's and look, I have caught a lot of heat for calling people out on this type of behavior. Um, and as much heat as I caught, I'm surprised, shocked at times by the response that I get from people of, oh, well, you know what? Just just don't pay him any attention. Don't pay him any attention. See, for me, I've been gaming for 35 plus years. For me, gaming is the last place that I would think um, that I would see this type of behavior being excused or being a turn a blind eye. And look, I used to be part of a podcast when I first started podcasting, and they had someone who was harassing a game journalist, and the founder of this podcast initially created this podcast under the guise of, you know what, we're not a fanboy podcast, we're not going to tolerate that behavior, and here we are in 2018, and they've totally tolerated that behavior. And you know what? And I've called them out, and at the end of the day, we no longer talk, and that's how that's how it's gotten. That's the point that it's gotten to. And look, wrong is wrong, right is right, and if you are someone who in your heart is okay with these things, with hate, with racism, by all means, feel free to unfollow me, because those are things that I'm not going to tolerate. Those are things that are a black eye to the gaming community. The harassment of journalists, um, these uh, conspiracy theories of media bias, all of it's nonsense. All of it takes away from what gaming is really about, and it's about having fun. It's about having fun. It really is. It's always been about having fun, and that's what gaming's about. That's the essence of playing video games: to escape from the noise of the world and to have fun doing so, to be entertained. That's it. And you know, I have I've had it's interesting. It's so bad um that people will unfollow you if you speak out against these things, which sort of kind of just blows my mind. Why anyone would unfollow someone for speaking out against the harassment of video game journalists, or speak out against racism in video games or in the gaming community. You know, or have this mindset of, oh well, if you don't believe what I believe in terms of the console wars, I'm not going to follow you. Or I've had people tell me, hey, so and so told me to not promote your channel anymore, so I'm not going to do that. I'm not making this up. I'm telling you, and these are adults. And this is the crazy part. This is the toxic part of the community that I think many people don't know or see. It's happened recently with someone else that I do a podcast with. I won't mention his or her name, but it happened where they were told that they shouldn't be followed anymore because they didn't agree with the idea that the media is biased. So think about how ridiculous this stuff is, folks. It takes away from what gaming is really about. And look, I don't mean to get on my soapbox here, but I've seen it enough. I've seen it get out of hand. I can tell you, I got 2 dislikes already, and the 2 dislikes that I got are probably from people who don't like or agree with what I'm saying. You know, it's just it's unfortunate. It really is. It's disingenuous. It takes away from the enjoyment of video games. It really does. And I for the life of me, I don't understand um, why people turn a blind eye to this. And I'm not saying you need to go out there and beat the drum every day, you know, but if you have a friend that's harassing journalists, tell him to lay off. There's nothing wrong with that. You're doing him a favor. You're doing the community a favor. You're doing that journalist a favor by relieving them of that harassment. And I tell you, the harassment of the community is so bad. There's certain journalists that I've had on this gaming on BRAP that aren't doing podcasts anymore because they're tired of the harassment on Twitter. It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Um, and look, it just has to stop. It's just nonsense, you know. It really is. It really is. It's just, this isn't about being a social justice warrior. This isn't about being Twitter police. At the end of the day, it's just about doing the right thing and calling out racism, calling out bigotry, calling out the harassment of people in the industry. That isn't a bad thing. But turning a blind eye to it or making excuses for it isn't good. You're not helping this problem. You're enabling the problem. And that look, it just has to stop. I mean, it just has to stop. And for crying out loud, if you're harassing a game journalist because you don't agree with their opinion, I don't know what to tell you. But it may be time to reevaluate certain aspects of your life if you're that upset and that angry where you feel the need to harass someone over a difference of opinion. No one's saying that you can't have a difference of opinion or you can't have civil discord. You can do those things. I encourage people to have civil discord with one another. I think it's something that we've kind of lost or forgot to do in this country, especially in this political climate that we live in today. It's this us first them mentality, and it shouldn't be that way, especially not in gaming. But you have guys out there, certain podcasters who use that divisive rhetoric to divide and kind of conquer the community for their own monetary benefit. And that's happening right now. And the joke's on you for those who support these guys who do this, who for guys to go out there and look, I've said this from day one on Brett. We are not a fanboy podcast. We're going to call out Nintendo. We're going to call out Sony. We're going to call out Microsoft. We're going to call out game developers when they need to be called out. We're not gonna tell you what you want to hear. We're going to tell you what you need to hear. We're not. We're not going to misguide or mislead people and we're not going to engage in fanboy behavior on the podcast because I've said this a million times. Fanboyism is a form of anti-consumer behavior. So, anyhow, that is my that's kind of my rant. And I know I've said this on many occasions, but I just felt like it needed to be said again because things that have happened recently to folks that I know really well on Twitter or have had the pleasure of getting to know. Look, if you're a podcaster out there and certain guys in a community or are telling you to stop following people, don't let them bully you like that. That's a form of bullying. That's another thing. Like when did it become okay to bully people over podcasts or what podcasts they listen to or who they follow? It's ridiculous. It's gotten out of hand. It's gotten out of hand, people. It's gotten out of hand. So yeah, that's it. Again, that's my rant. That's my rant for the morning as I drink my iced coffee. Felt like iced coffee this morning because it's crazy. Been crazy weather here. It's like 62 degrees here today. It's last week was like 10 degrees. So weather's been kind of crazy here. Chris Cobra Elite, what's going on, man? He says congrats to Microsoft for NPDs on Xbox and PUBG hitting 3 million. Yeah, it's awesome news. The PUBG thing is outside of what I said, it's 3 million is pretty impressive for a game that's still in game preview. So Fox Mamba wants to know what kind of coffee am I drinking? I'm actually drinking a Starbucks iced coffee um, with a little bit of cream and sugar, and that's it. Can I get my Starbucks? So, everyone, so we have 12 people watching. Um, we have 6 likes, 2 dislikes. Um, Remember, everyone, hit that like button. Hit that like button, and if you have any comments, please leave your comments in the comment section below. We are actually so tonight we'll be recording Loot Chest Radio. Myself, Jay Fonzarelli, and All Day Digital. Um, we're actually gonna have a special guest on. We're gonna have Randolph Thor 19, the man with a million. Rand's a friend of the podcast on Brap. He's been on Brap a couple times. Good dude. I really enjoy his podcast. Great perspective on gaming. If you haven't checked out his YouTube channel, definitely check out his YouTube channel. He puts out content on a daily basis. So the dude, what's going on, man? The dude, we need to get you on Brap. I know I've been saying this for a long time, but we got to get you on, man. Like you got to come on, and we've had Frankie on, and probably need to get the other guys too from Short Paws on. And by the way, big shout out to Short Paws. Definitely check those guys out too. Um, they are a great group of guys who just talk about video games. And we've had Frankie on, who's one of the co-hosts. I've had him on here before, but the dude, we got to get you on, man. We got to make that happen sooner than later. Fox Mama, yeah, go get a Starbucks. Go grab one. Gives you energy. Yeah, so Loot Chest Radio, yeah, we'll be recording tonight, and it'll probably end up dropping on iTunes and YouTube probably on Sunday. I think sometimes it comes out Saturday, but I believe Sundays when it will come out. So also big shout out to Saltiest Gaming. He is actually no longer be a co-host on Loot Chest Radio. We're going to miss having him on, but we'll have him back on as a guest. So you'll hear from him again. So other than that, hey everyone, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my rant about some of the toxicity in the community. And hey, remember, gamers, to game on, but more importantly, have fun doing so, because really that's what gaming's all about. It's all about having fun, having a good time. And wow, there's so much great content coming out. So it's really a great time to be a gamer. I'm just ecstatic right now with where the industry is, and what we're getting from developers and the big three. So definitely exciting time. So on that note, unless a major bombshell drops, this is probably going to be the last video I do for the week. But who knows? You never know. We might get some more news. Something might drop. I may feel compelled to do another rant. But hey, remember, if you haven't done so already, check out podcast number 96 from Wednesday. We had Jay Street on as a guest. Just had a lot of fun talking about video games and 2018, and some of the rumors with the new Xbox, and some of the potential games that may be announced at E3 from Microsoft. So all right, everyone, have a great day. We'll catch you next time. And everyone, have a great and safe weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, hit that like button and subscribe as well. Help us get to 1,000. Spread the word, folks. Spread the word. Peace.